Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you in Gloves Off, and this is a special podcast because we're out there reaching everybody in the community, especially here in Texas. Many non-custodial parents are going to be facing with April 1st deadline, which is that of extended summer visitation. And I have with me George Saldana, who is the founder of Team 2503, which is a group that deals with interference of child custody. And he'll explain to us what needs to happen for you to be able to see your children, because that is a big problem here. And believe me, the police won't help you, and neither will most DAs in the state of Texas. So you have to put it on towards yourself. George, how are we doing today?
Good, Paul. Thanks for having me back on again. It's always a pleasure.
No, it's a pleasure because you've helped too many people out there, and want to thank you for that, for standing up and continue doing with what you're doing, because many folks are now being able to see their children because of the efforts of you and the group and what's going on in the past couple of years. But with that, the deadline is April 1st, right? Let's talk about that deadline and talk about what needs to happen.
Yeah, today's the 30th. April 1st, some of y'all may have a portion in your orders that say that if you want extended summer possession, you're going to have to look for it. Some people have it, some people don't have it. It just depends on what your orders say. Mine said 30 days. I would have a 30-day summer unless I notified before April 1st, then I would have 42 days. Some people have 42 days and 42 days. It just depends on what your orders say. So I encourage you to go and look at your orders, because that's ultimately what's going to hold up in court. We all know that summer visitation, we're going to get busy. Again, our group, Interference with Child Custody, Texas Team 2503. For those that don't know, interference with child custody, Texas Penal Code 2503 is a state jail felony. And over the summer, parents like to start keeping the children. The number one excuse is little Johnny doesn't want to go and see you this summer. He has band practice or soccer or baseball or a quinceañera or something always comes up, right? And that's totally up to you, what you decide, what you want to do. But the deadline is April 1st for all parents that want to have an extended summer with their children. So April 1st, again, it's around the corner. You need to look at your orders and you need to see what they say and go about it that way.
Absolutely. And believe me, folks, you have to email it. You have to send it certified if you can. Right now, it's, a couple of days away. You can send it through WhatsApp if you guys are in those friendly terms, or use any of the parental apps that are out there that many of people have. Place it all there.
Yeah.
Don't post it. I'm going to say this: don't post it on Facebook or in social media. It's tacky, and it really doesn't do anything but get people pissed off. So what you do is you send it to them. If you can hand deliver it to them, do the same way, but send it in all of those areas, because many people, many alienators will say they never received it. And to continue with that, get a copy of when you send everything, screenshot it, print it out, have it with you in a folder, just in case you have to file an offense report. And alongside with that, you can explain to people in case it happens and you have to file an offense report, what a person should do. George, tell us that.
Yeah. So like you were just saying just a while ago, email it, certified mail, hand deliver it, video you hand delivering it, however you want to do it. Just please, if you send it by text, make sure you back yourself up with an email, something that's time-stamped that says that person got it. Family Wizard or App Close, Talking Parents, any of those, they do record the conversation. They do record when it was sent, when it was time-stamped. So all of those will help you. If you send it by text, texts are very hard to authenticate in court. I'm not saying you can't get it done, but I would back myself up. I would do it by a text, by an email, and by a family parental app that a co-parenting app y'all might have. Now, what happens if the other parent goes against the court order? Again, we've already said that interference with child custody is a state jail felony. What you want to do is you want to take all of that documentation to law enforcement. You want to call law enforcement if that parent doesn't turn over the children. Let me go back and say this. When you put in your days, before April 1st, is to put in specific days. Depending on when your child gets released, some people's children get released in late May, early June, sometimes late June. It just depends on the school schedule. So I think the default date is like June 15th through July 27th. If you don't put in your days, those are the days that you're going to automatically get. So if you're planning for a vacation in early June, and you don't give this notice, then you're not going to be able to have the children. So that's why it's important. Now, if you're happy with June 15th through July 27th, by all means, go ahead and don't give your notice. But this is for specific dates. And one of the things that I got gigged on, and this is why it's so important to me, is because I made an email that said, George Saldana will start his extended summer possession at the time the child releases from school. And I filed a habeas corpus. And if y'all don't know what a habeas corpus is, we'll go into it at the end of this this video. But when I went to see the judge says you weren't specific in your days. Even though I said the day school releases, you have to be specific on the days that you want to start. Some of your orders say after school it has ended for the school year. Some will say at 6 p.m. It just depends on what your court order says. So again, go back and read your court order and see what it says. But if you're looking for specific days, let's just say May 28th, I'm just throwing a date out there, that a child is released. You have to put I want my summer visitation as per the court order starting May 28th at 6 p.m. through 42 days, June, whatever, okay, or July, whatever 42 days is from that date. So you have to be very specific on the day. So get your calendar out, start 1, 2, 3, and count whole 24-hour days. So again, that's why it's important to do this notice for parents that are planning a celebration, a birthday party, or some sort of vacation. You want to make sure that you put your specific days. Put the specific days. Don't just say, I'm going to pick up after school on the 28th and I'm going to keep them for 42 days. That is not going to help you in court. Okay. You have to be specific with the days.
Absolutely. And remember, folks, God forbid that you're not allowed to see your children, but it does happen, and you have to call the police. Be very calm when you're doing it. Please do not have your new wife and so on and so forth to escalate stuff in there. You talk to the police directly, or your husband, whichever one, your significant partner, if you have any, or if you're traveling with them. You yourself talk to them. Have everything in order. Number one, the most recent decree, and if you don't have one right now, go to your county
District clerk,
clerk, get a copy of it that's stamped, have it with you. Make a folder, have it with you. All the information that you sent, the letter that you send off for April 1st extension, have it with you. All the screenshots of all the texts that you have everything with you for you to be able to present that to the police. Because believe me, if you think the police do not lie, they do lie, and they will not help you really. So you're going to be very frustrated when that occurs. Nobody's going to be arrested here in the state of Texas, not then. So just make sure that you get everything in order. Okay, because then you're gonna have to start and go back to court and the whole thing, and God forbid it's an entanglement, and we both know about that.
So in the summer, for summer possession, you're able to do this as a non-custodial parent. And I'm going to tell you right now, a habeas corpus. You can file a habeas corpus. You get the other party served, and you can do it in about 2 weeks. It takes about 2 weeks to get everything done, served, and then have a hearing. So a habeas corpus, you're supposed to be able to have the first available hearing, right? But you're going to need about a week to file it and a week for them to accept it. And then you have to have the other parents served. So when you have them served, they've got to show up. So you kind of make your habeas corpus at the end, or this is what I did. I'm not giving anybody legal advice here. I'm just telling you what I've done. And so when you file that habeas corpus and you get the other party served, you ask for a date 2 weeks from the day you file it to be heard. So some attorneys will charge you anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000 for a habeas. A habeas will get you your kids real quick. Law enforcement will sit on it and sit on it and sit on it. So what you want to do is you want to make that police report regardless, whether and always go to the pickup point and the drop-off point, wherever the court order tells you. Once they try to tell you, hey, let's meet at the Dairy Queen on 4th Avenue, and you go there, you've already messed up, because now they can't enforce that order. So the judge is going to tell you where to go. So if you go somewhere else, that's a deal that you made with your ex, significant other, baby mama, baby daddy, whoever it is, they can't help you out. So always go and show up to the location that's on your court order. The next question is, well, what if they don't live at that location? You still go to where the court order tells you to go. If it says her residence, you go to the residence that's on the court order, and then you can proceed to go to the next residence. Because what you want to do is you want to show the court, hey, you told me to go to this residence at 6 o'clock. And most of the time, those residence addresses are on the back of your court order. So make sure if you got a certified court order, you go to the address that's on that back of that court order. It's not up to you to change the address. That has to be done through the court. They have to notify the court. They have to change all of that stuff. And so anything past that, I would ask that y'all come to our page. It's the official or the original interference with child custody. For some of y'all that don't know, our last group was hacked, so we had to make another one. We'll put it in the comments on what the link is. If y'all have any other questions outside of that, feel free to reach out. There's going to be a whole bunch of parents that are going to start scrambling. Get ready for summer possession now. Start talking to your DA, start talking to your sheriffs, start talking to law enforcement today, tomorrow, the next day. When you educate them, that's how you move this movement. When you sit there and you scramble at the last minute and then you want all hell to break loose because you didn't get your child, you're behind the ball already. You're behind the ball. And a lot of us are going through this ourselves. So we can't break away from what we're doing to come and help you. So if you're expecting the retainment, always be prepared for what can happen. Not what will happen, but what can happen.
Absolutely. So again, folks, prepare. This is an issue that's going to hit many here in Texas. And we're talking about Texas. I mean, every state has its own laws and the way they take care of things there. This is just Texas. So if you guys want to join the group of 2503, please do so, because it's very informative and it makes you realize what's going on in the world. I understand that many people this happens to them at least every other weekend here in the state of Texas. So, and I know a lot of people are frustrated because they haven't seen their children for a very long time, but you'll have to go and continue the process. Do not give up. Okay. And we have finished our time. Some of those links are going to be placed on the information here on YouTube. where you can find George, where you can find everybody else. And be safe. I'll leave you with that. Thanks, George, for doing what you're doing. And folks out there, let's get those letters out before April 1st. You got two more days to do that. And until next time, much peace.
Thank you, Paul.